Okay, so for my final film of the evening that I'll be talking about, that I, I don't even know, how do you review I'm Still Here? Because it's more of an experiment than a movie. I mean, I guess you could call it a mockumentary, but I think even that is putting it, it's not entirely accurate because no one was in on the joke. It's more of a hoax than a mockumentary because when it came out, no one knew whether it was real or not. And it fooled people too. Like, it fooled Roger Ebert. And I don't know if it would have fooled me. It's easy to say in hindsight that it's all a hoax, but it's not even really important, I guess. I mean, what is I'm Still Here? I'm Still Here is the Joaquin Phoenix movie. What is the Joaquin Phoenix movie? Well, remember how he retired from acting and he grew a beard and he let his hair go all crazy and he was gonna be a rapper? And everyone was wondering whether that was a hoax or not. And you knew that Casey Affleck, his brother-in-law, was following him around with a camera and making a movie out of it. Supposedly a documentary. And then finally, earlier this year, like a couple months ago, the movie came out, uh, still labeled as like a documentary. And then shortly thereafter, for whatever reason, shortly thereafter, maybe they wanted to just drop the whole hoax at that point, or maybe they were getting lots of angry feedback from people, and they're like, we gotta let people know that this is not real. But that's what I'm Still Here is. It's an hour and a half of Joaquin Phoenix pretending that his life is spiraling out of control and that he's a total drunk. Which, if you want to see that, just watch a bunch of my YouTube videos back to back, and you get the same fucking effect. And I had less of a budget. Um, Also, I want to apologize for whatever like ambient humming noise is going on my mic. Um, I don't know what it is. I have no idea how to fix it because I don't know what the fuck I'm doing. I'm just hitting record and uploading. Anyways, getting back to my review here, if you could call it that. And I want to do a written review of this too, and I'm just like, how am I gonna do a written review of this? What are you reviewing? You have to ask first. Like, what the fuck is this? And I think it's like a social experiment. They tried to pull over one on everybody, Casey Affleck and Joaquin Phoenix. Pulled this elaborate hoax on everybody, but to prove what? Like something about celebrity or celebrity culture. I mean, I think the closest to interesting thing it has to say about any of that stuff is that, like, we basically use celebrities as junk food to entertain us. We don't really care about about who they are as a person or what we do to them. They're just there for our fucking amusement, and we don't ever consider that there are real human beings behind them. But a terrible way to make that point is to have Joaquin Phoenix pretend that his life is falling apart. And this was something that they like did over 2 years. Like, there was at least a full solid year where everyone's like, dude, what's up with Joaquin Phoenix? Like, you see clips of him like rapping at some place where he's completely unintelligible. You can't understand what he's saying. He goes on Letterman and he's all awkward and quiet. And he takes his gum out and sticks it on Letterman's desk, and he gives like these really terse like one-word answers, like to Letterman's questions, and he basically comes off as a jackass. And that's what you see in this movie. You see him. He announces his retirement. He gets more and more fucked up as it goes along. Like I said, his life's like spiraling out of control. Drinking more, doing drugs, and uh, doing stupid rap shows where he totally bombs and he gets booed off stage. And when he jumps in the crowd and attacks somebody, and I wondered at that part. Like, there's one part, yeah, he's like rapping on stage. And he's like, "What do you say, motherfucker?" And you want to say something in my face? I got $1 million on my bank account. What do you got? And then the guy says something again. He's like, "What?" And he jumps into the crowd and he goes to attack this guy. And I wonder whether like that guy was a plant or that was Joaquin Phoenix being completely committed to his role. Um, So yeah, you just see him acting like an idiot and snorting coke off hookers' boobs and chasing his naked buddy around a hotel room, berating his assistants left and right, and really kind of like a lot of cliched stuff like that. Like, oh, his assistant leaked some info about him to the press, and he bitches him out for the rest of the movie. Him rambling on about how he's the greatest thing, or nobody cares about him, and just like stupid shit, like stupid cliched shit. Like cliched like rock star legend type shit. But it's hard to buy. For one, we all know now it was a hoax. Joaquin Phoenix is fine. He shaved off the beard. He hasn't actually retired from acting. Although I wonder if this stunt like hurt his career at all. I highly doubt it. Um, so all along, like at this point, if you watch it now, you should know that it's not real. Which I maybe takes some of the fun out of it. Maybe if I would have seen it before I knew that it was a hoax, I would have been more intrigued by it. But at the same time, I would have been like kind of turned off by it. Because if it's real, that means his brother-in-law followed him around with a camera for 2 years while he, is on a path to killing himself. It just what is the point then? To say something about celebrity culture, it would have been more interesting to see it without it being a hoax. Just I'm not saying it has to be fucked up. Just him as a regular person. What's it like to be an actor? What's it like to go through this stuff all the time? People talking about you in the press. You know, working on a movie and it comes out, people think it's shit, and you get shit from fans and messages. People message you on Twitter and shit, and Facebook saying you're fucking like all sorts of shit. Whatever. Stalkers. You talk about that, getting stalked by crazy fans. What's it like to go on a press tour and do a bunch of interviews saying the same thing over and over and over? What's that like? You could have done it without this false pretense that he's completely losing control of himself. Maybe they figured it makes it more entertaining to see him fucked up all the time. Maybe they thought, it's an interesting social experiment to see how people would respond to this and what would people really buy it. And I kind of didn't buy it all along, but at the same time, it's like, why wouldn't people buy it? Crazy shit, celebrities are humans too. They do stupid shit all the time. Look at Lindsay Lohan. Look at Britney Spears. Look at any of them. None of them are perfect. And they do shit that's you're just like, what? And I did watch the whole thing, and I made it through it, and it was like, I'll give them this in that Joaquin Phoenix, like, it's one of the like crazier performances ever because he lived it. Like he didn't go out of character for 2 years, and he pulled one over on a lot of people. And he's very good at playing like he's fucked up in this. Like he's very good at rambling on and improvising, and mumbling like random shit. And he's very good at acting like a pissy, Hollywood star where he just gets easily offended and just, you know, gets all vicious and nasty on people out of nowhere. 1 minute laughing and the next minute like yelling at people. So it's a very good performance and a pretty convincing performance. Like you would believe that this guy is fucked up, and he's apparently not. So that's good, and I was able to watch it. Um, but again, it's just like, what is the point of this? And whether it's real or not or whatever, as a documentary, it's kind of well made, but it's a documentary or a mockumentary or a movie that doesn't really have much of a heart or a narrative to it. Doesn't make you feel that much. It doesn't have much of a point. It doesn't go anywhere. Like he just gets, like basically he's trying to, record a rap record, and he's like pursuing like all these producers, and he finally gets like interview with Diddy, and Diddy like basically doesn't like his shit. Like he tells him he likes it, and then like Joaquin's like, well, like what's our plan from here? Like when do we start recording? And Diddy's like, oh no, oh you're not ready to record for me. You still need a lot of work. And, it was good. There's like entertaining little bits in it and like little things, but like the whole thing is just a little bit unpleasant, a little bit like, what is the point of this? What's going on here? Like, why? Why did we do this? You would have been like a better, you know. I think, like, I guess the worst thing I think about it is, he spent 2 years in this character and doing this for a movie that's kind of really mediocre. When both he and Casey Affleck could have been making good movies instead of this. That's 2 years where, in 2 years he could have done at least three movies or more that were good. But in order to pull off this elaborate hoax, this stunt, this like, to make this movie, he didn't do movies for 2 years. So that's like the worst part of it, and it's just really kind of if it was real, it's disturbing that they would make this. If it's not real, it's like, why did you make this, and what is your point? I don't know how to really express my thoughts on it, except it's just kind of stupid. It's 2 hours of watching this guy fucked up, which is, yeah, it's like entertaining at points, but even as a fake documentary, as a mockumentary, it doesn't work totally. And you're not, in a mockumentary, you're in on the joke, and here we weren't in on the joke. Even now that we know that it was fake, the movie approaches the like seriously. Like, this is something you're supposed to take seriously. There's no wink and a nod, like. And I don't know what to say about this movie. Maybe I won't be able to do a written review of it because I'm just like kind of flabbergasted that they did this. Um, Maybe there is some truth to it. Maybe they were really fucked up when they thought of this and really were fucked up going all the way through it. And then they're like, yeah, it was a hoax. It was totally a hoax, guys. I don't know. Either way, kind of unpleasant, kind of a dull movie. And, it has its moments. And you're going to want to see it just to see what the end result of this 2 years is. But, I mean, it definitely could have been worse and more poorly made, I guess. I mean, I'm gonna give it 2 out of 5 stars, but it's just kind of baffling, to put it mildly. It's just why, and what the fuck. That's what the movie makes me want to ask. What the fuck? So next, I'll most likely be talking about a little movie called Predators, but not tonight because I haven't watched it yet. Anyways, thanks for watching, and what the fuck.